Recently, there has been some cheating allegations by Xantares against a much lesser known Macedonian team that the new Turkish powerhouse Eternal Flame just lost to. So in today's video, I'm going to look over these allegations and clips that Xantares posted and give my thoughts on exactly if I think this team and the players are cheating. So quickly, before we get into it, as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video and check out my sponsor, Skimport. Skimport has 170,000 plus skins on their site, so you can find anything you want. And those skins can be anywhere from 20 to 30% off Steam market price. Looking to invest in cases or just do an unboxing? Well, breakout cases are one of the many things you can get for a huge discount on Skimport. They're only $1.86, while on the Steam market they're almost $2.50. And of course, there's no hidden fees or anything like that when you buy. It's always the number on your screen, whether for buying or selling. And if you're looking to sell skins for real money, they're great for that too. For items over $1,000, they only have a 6% selling fee, and they're a completely safe and trustworthy site with a 4.9 rating on Trustpilot. So be sure to sign up with that link in the description today. Helps me out a lot and helps you save a ton of money. But for now, let's get right into it. So first of all, let's take a look at the clips Xantares himself posted on Twitter. First of all, this Inferno clip. Sound is very important in this clip, so I'm just going to start off by showing the actual raw clip and then give my input on it after. So a lot of things to mention. First of all, I suppose Xantares specifically pointed out this clip because he thinks that Danny, the player in this clip, is wall hacking, even though the vast majority of times this player is looking into the wall either when he hears a player, if I had to guess to determine exactly where they are at banana, or when he hears a grenade thrown to play anti-flash. Another thing is, this play from Eternal Flame turns out to be an A hit. Even if Xantares thought he was walling, why would Danny not tell his teammate to rotate if he was looking through a wall and you could see that this A hit was happening before anyone else in the lobby, obviously? So personally, this one doesn't really make too much sense to me and is very strange for Xantares to point out, in my opinion, and I just don't think there's any real evidence you could say that someone is cheating just because of this. But let's move on to the next clip, which I guess you could say is a lot more sketchy. But let's move on to the next clip. The second clip is a lot less explainable than the first and is also the only other clip Xantares posted on Twitter. He initially posted this with X-ray on, so that's how I'm going to show it first. I'm also showing it from the actual demo rather than this Twitter video because Twitter destroys the quality of it, but it's the same thing. But in this clip, it looks like Cryvang finds two of these kills completely randomly. On the first, he has a molly pop right in front of him and can't see the player, but still shoots and finds a kill. Then runs back to ramp and does the same thing. But a very important thing to notice as well is that on the third, he knows there's a player close, holds it, crouches to hide from the flash, and then gets wide swung, and he doesn't know that Calyx is out wide. I'll talk about why that lowers my suspicions of him cheating in a sec, but let's first look at it without X-ray, just in case you thought Cryvang could see these players at all. When we run it back and watch the clip without X-ray, it looks pretty similar. He doesn't see either player that he killed with op, and it looks like he just decided to shoot. But let's go back to the ending. Why is he not expecting this player to be wide swinging if he's supposedly wall hacking or trigger botting or whatever it may be? That to me doesn't seem like a fight that a hacker would play off and pretend that player isn't out wide, which is the only strange part about this clip to me, and personally lowers my suspicions of him cheating by a lot. I could understand why Xantares is sketched out, but in an entire BO3, for something like this to happen once, it just isn't enough evidence for me. If all the clips were on the same player, I could understand it, but they aren't. So let's move on to the next clip, which I bring up because I've seen it like 20 times in the replies to Xantares' tweets, and it's actually the second clip of Cryvang, this time in Mirage Apps. I'm gonna shut up and play the clip as you do need audio for this one as well though. So obviously it looks like Cryvang just locks onto the short player's head here. You have to keep in mind that Cryvang both heard him step and started shooting, so it's not like it's completely unprovoked. Another slight thing I would point out is that when he flicks to the short player's head, it doesn't really look like a lock, as he flicks back to looking at the wall ahead of him at the exact same speed he flicked to the cat player. I don't know if that's a fair analysis, as I don't know an absolute ton about cheating, but it's just another thing I just can't justify as cheating because he's just looking at where he's hearing footsteps and shooting. Why would a cheater so blatantly just lock onto somebody's head if that's happening? It doesn't really make sense to me, and the way you flick back just makes it seem like it's not a blatant aim lock. And the final clip I want to go over is another one I saw linked a lot, which actually wasn't even in the same game, and it's of Styles peeking banana and coincidentally looking, I guess, at the B site player at the same time. I'm not even really gonna argue this one, as I find it pretty stupid that you can think this is cheating. If X-ray was off, this would look completely normal, and I don't know how people find this suspicious. Like the other ones I can pretty much understand, but if you think he's aim locking onto a site player in this clip, I'm not even gonna try to argue with you because you probably have no clue what you're talking about. You still have to keep in mind that all of the players in this lobby are incredibly skilled at CS, and they're not exactly like silvers that have just somehow made it this far in the tournament and they actually ended up winning this tournament. They're decent players. Like, they're not just going to randomly lock onto somebody that's 500 feet ahead of them that blatantly. They are not that bad if they are cheating. But yeah, overall, those are just my thoughts on the situation. This just isn't enough evidence for me, and it's a hard no from me if you want my honest opinion. With a lot of CS being online for the time being, and this match obviously being an upset, I can see why people go straight to the cheating allegations, but to me, it just doesn't make any sense how anyone can see this as enough evidence to flat out be convinced someone is cheating. It reminds me a lot of the Chaos vs MIBR situation, specifically with Leaf, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this guy is the worst cheater in existence and just made it really obvious to try and fake us out. Some 200 IQ shenanigans. So be sure to leave a comment telling me what you guys think of this whole thing. Am I wrong? Did I miss something? Is there more clips out there that I should watch that are just blatantly obvious? Either way, I appreciate you for watching this far into the video. Of course, be sure to subscribe and check out my sponsor Skimport if you did enjoy. Check out some of my other videos as well. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.